Ants don't serve grasshoppers. It's you who need us.
A colony of ants is preparing food on a little island with a big tree in anticipation of a group of grasshoppers. One of the ants that is working sticks out among the others, and his name is Flik. Flik is continually coming up with innovative ways for the colony to save work, but the colony frequently shouts down and rejects his suggestions since they believe the traditional method of preparing the grasshoppers' gift is the only viable option. The colony's young princess Dot is the only one who appears to believe in Flik. Flik is secretly drawn to her older sister Ada, who is the heir apparent. The colony descends into the anthill as the grasshoppers' arrival time draws near with the intention of waiting for the grasshoppers to devour the offering and then depart. Flik, who regrettably puts his stuff on the offering stone last, ends up bringing the platform down with his piece of equipment. The food they had collected is all spilled into the creek. Finally arriving and finding nothing, the grasshoppers invade the anthill to scare the ants. Before Flik steps forward to try and defend her, Hopper, the leader of the grasshoppers, terrorizes Dot and insists that the offering be renewed by the fall season. After Flik spoke out against them, Hopper ordered that the offering be quadrupled. Hopper's dim-witted brother Walt casually mentions his fear of birds during the meeting. The grasshoppers leave after Hopper calms down his sibling and makes a promise to come back after the last leaf of autumn falls. There isn't enough food to satisfy Hopper's demands and feed the colony, therefore the colony is now in peril. In light of his involvement in the incident, Flik is summoned before a tribunal. Flik then has an idea as the group comes together. If the colony could get bigger bugs to aid them in defending the colony, they could assist scare off the grasshoppers from ever coming back. Before Flik offers to look, the others are of the opinion that this is a poor idea. The council chooses to grant Flik's request since they anticipate that his search would take a while and they believe he will be gone for long enough to prevent further trouble. A diverse group of insects is performing in a circus in another part of the region under the direction of Flik. The majority of the crowd at the circus, which is sparsely populated, consists of flies who jeer and coax the artists, especially when their shows go wrong. In an effort to dissuade the flies from fleeing, PT introduces Flaming Death, a new show in which his team will cooperate to prevent him from being burned. The bugs' inability to coordinate the results of their efforts is a dismal failure of the deed and PT is burned nevertheless. At that moment, he dismisses them all. The following day, Flik heads out for the large city, ultimately making his way into a bug bar and asking about fierce fighter bugs. Suddenly, his attention is caught by a bunch of bugs in a corner who appears to be getting ready to fight a tiny gang of flies and its enormous member, Thud. They make a gallant effort to pass themselves off as medieval knights, but their ploy is exposed, the bug bar is destroyed, and Flik is forced to miss most of the battle. Flik believes he has discovered the ideal guardians to assist his colony in the aftermath. He begs their assistance in relation to the approaching group of grasshoppers and explains how he has been searching for bugs using their skills. The gang happily agrees, believing that Flik wants them to perform in a dinner theater, and they immediately set out for Ant Island in an effort to get away from the bar owner and the flies they battled with. Ada is initially dubious, but the ladybug of the group is startled when Flik reveals that Flik actually discovered warrior bugs along with the elders. Francis, Dennis Leary, guarantees that when they arrive, they will knock the grasshoppers dead. A celebration is then conducted in their honor, complete with artwork depicting the warriors fending off grasshoppers as part of the tribute. The group soon becomes uneasy after discovering that their purpose is not only to perform but to wage battle for the ants. They are truly just circus bugs, Rosie whispers to Flik, who is appalled and accuses the gang of misleading them. Flik persuades Ada that the circus bugs will stand up for them when she finally shows up. The circus bugs try to flee after realizing their mutual misunderstanding, but a bird pushes them back. They gain the ants' trust by working together to protect Princess Dot, the queen's daughter and Ada's sister, from the bird as they depart. They continue to pose as warriors so that the troupe can continue to take advantage of the ants' attention and generosity. After seeing a bird, Flik decides to make a fake bird to frighten Hopper, the grasshopper's leader, away. The circus bugs are revealed by their old ringmaster, PT, but the bird is made of wood and leaves. Flea will be looking for them when he gets there. Flik's deception angers the ants, who banish him and struggle mightily to gather enough food for a fresh tribute to the grasshoppers. Upon arriving, the grasshoppers find a pitiful offering, so they seize control of the entire colony and start devouring the ants' winter food supply. Dot departs in pursuit of Flik and the warrior bugs after hearing Hopper's plot to assassinate the queen, persuading them to come back and carry out his original plan to save the colony. The strategy almost succeeds, but PT. The phony bird crashes and is exposed as a fake when Flea sets it on fire. Flik challenges Hopper and encourages the entire colony and the warriors to rise up to the grasshoppers and force them out of the colony. In retribution, Hopper has Flik beaten by his henchman, Thumper. It starts to rain, with the raindrops seeming like big bombs, before Hopper can be destroyed. Hopper attacks Flik as he leads him to the actual bird's nest while running aground amid the confusion. Hopper mocks the genuine bird, mistaking it for a different phony bird, and draws its ire. The bird, along with its chicks, eats the grasshopper. Flik has been welcomed back to the colony after some time has passed, and he and Ada are now a couple. Ada is installed as the new queen while Dot receives the princess throne as the troupe departs with the final grasshopper, Walt, as an employee. Flik, Ada, and Dot wave goodbye from a tree branch as the circus performers leave.